going to do. But according to Dr. Taylor, they have actually teleported matter already. How cool is that? How cool is that? They have actually teleported calcium. Okay, it's not a human, right? But it sure is matter. And matter matters. I slay me, right? But anyway, I just found that whole panel to be amazing. And when I stepped forward and I said, I'm sorry, but don't you work for NASA? Aren't you drawing a check from the U.S. government? And he said, why, yes, I am. And I said, why are they letting you be here? Why are they letting you do this? Because that seems counterintuitive to me. You know, y'all are supposed to be the people that are trying to keep us from learning these things, and yet there you are, sitting on this panel with a conspiracy author and two other scientists. And I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'm glad you're sitting there because you're a smart guy and I'm learning from you. And he likes to teach, so that all worked out well. But I think that if I ever have a chance to speak with him further, I'm going to take advantage of that. That is one fantastic person at getting really difficult information to people that are not well versed in what he's trying to explain. And Shelley says that she's got to get to one of those AlienCons, and yes, ma'am, you do. There's one in Baltimore in November that I can't get to, and they're trying to decide where they're going to hold the next one. I'm pushing for Denver or Denver or Vegas. Denver preferably, because my kid lives there. I can kill all those birds with one stone. But I think it's fantastic that they're actually putting more together, because this is information they don't have time to put in a show. You know, I'm a paranormal investigator. I get frustrated when I watch people go out and provoke activity on a television show, and then there is, there's nothing worse than rushing when you're trying not to tick off a ghost. Well, there's nothing worse than trying to get information about ancient civilizations out, and you don't have time to explain it fully, or trying to explain new methods of rocket propulsion, plasma physics. There's all this stuff happening, and you don't really get a chance to get into it in depth on a 1-hour television show. Thank God the Tesla show was 2 hours. So I think that getting a chance to get this information out to more people is going to be interesting. Because when people are exposed to this, the logic behind the science is going to make things plain. And when you listen to someone who is so fantastic at disseminating information, as Linda Moulton Howe, as Nick Pope, cut, dried, this is it, I researched this, I spoke to this person, I have this evidence, and this is a fact. If you want to argue my source with me, that's fine, but you can't argue my results once you accept my sources. She's done it for years. Earthfiles.com is her website. Go subscribe. She's got a bunch of stuff out there that's free. And once you start reading through all the things that are on her site, earthfiles.com, then you're going to want a subscription, because you can go as far back in those archives as you want to go, and there is more information than Carter has little pills in that file. They're everywhere. I just watched her get a Lifetime Achievement Award from Contact in the Desert and was just blown away by how surprised and pleased she was by that. The woman's the best journalist, investigatively speaking, that I know. And yet she's still surprised and delighted when she gets rewarded in such a way. I thought that was awesome. So the whole experience is fantastic. We are going to actually get into some of the clips from Travis Taylor in our next segment. And I've got to tell you, we're going to get into some fascinating Egyptology. Remy Romani was there, and he was brilliant. He had to explain Egyptian history, the history of Egypt, society, in less than an hour. The man almost made it and took questions. So, pretty astounding stuff. And then later we're going to have some information from Giorgio Tsoukalos as well as Eric von Daniken. So we've got a lot coming up. And we are sitting here over in chat. It is at wbhm-db.com. wbhm-db.com. If you have questions, then you are welcome to bring them. I am all about answering them. So we just appreciate you being here. And, you know, I just can't tell you how fortunate I am to have the listeners that I do. Y'all have been so supportive. Y'all send me messages of inspiration all the time. I get emails all the time. And I just cannot tell you how fantastic you are and how much I appreciate you, because you know what? We kind of hit a crisis and we made it through it. I think we're doing pretty well, don't you? All because of you. You're the reason that we show up and do these shows and do this research, and I thank you. So we are going to take about a 2-minute break, and we will be back on the flip side.
You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Hello there. Welcome back. This is Kat Hobson, and this is Paranormal Experienced Radio here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. If you would like to join us in chat, WBHM-DB.com. You'll find us there. You can just click on the live chat button and boom, there you are, sitting in chat. And if you have any questions at all, I'll be more than happy to try to answer them. If I don't know the answers, I will seek them out for you. You know, I'm trying to get to where I can do a Spanish broadcast in addition to the English one. I have so many followers. The fascination and the government information is so strong in South America and Central America that I have an awful lot of followers and listeners there. So I am looking for somebody who can do a translated broadcast for me. We could just record that. So reach out. info@paranormalexperienced.com or info@wbhm-db.com. I need a translator. So there you go. Now, I am really excited about this segment of the show. Most of it is above my education level, and it doesn't matter. It's still amazing. I had told you about Travis Taylor. Travis actually was able to drive what is going to be like the lunar rover for Mars. That's right. Jealous yet? Because I am. I think it's going to be so exciting when I do get a chance to talk to him. The opportunities that he gets through his work are just amazing. And his job is trying to find ways that the military personnel will be able to go into these situations safely. His job is about protecting those who protect us, and also getting to test out their toys, apparently. So jelly. So jelly. It's going to be awesome. But one of the things I think is the best part, though, is the fact that he takes this so seriously and is so excited about sharing it. That's huge. You know, he's not the typical bureaucrat. I don't think he has a bureaucratic bone in his body, but he must, because he manages to do really well in what he does. And I think that if anybody ever gives him a chance to go to Mars, his butt's on that flight. That's what I think. So when we were talking initially, when I got into his panel, he was discussing wormholes. That evolved on into warp. That evolved into teleportation. And that's where the information about the calcium having been teleported actually came into the discussion. He also is doing research, pretty fascinating research. Mark D'Antonio, another friend who's an astronomer, is doing this work also, trying to locate these exoplanets that are habitable locations for humans. When Travis is discussing the number of planets found, it is a 10 with 20 zeros behind it. It's a lot of stars. And every star has planets, apparently. And some of them are habitable. Some of them are not. Some of them are more habitable for humans than Earth. Ponder that for a moment, right? He also is very into physiology research, and he is absolutely into knowing things. Like the human body performs better and burns bad fat at 75 degrees, 77 degrees. That's the optimal temperature. Guess what the optimal temperature on the equator of Mars is? You're right. The exact match. There's a whole lot of different things like that. You know, it's just almost as if we were a transported civilization. Is that possible? Could it be? Well, heck yeah. I mean, all you have to do is open your mind to possibilities. I know that this is hard because I live in the Bible Belt, and several of the people who were participating in this conference also live in the Bible Belt. And that came up when we were discussing several different topics. The point is that you don't have to not believe in creation and God to understand